Oliver Warbucks. It's nice of you to drop by. Good evening, Bert Healy. It's nice to be here. Oliver Warbucks, I understand you have something to tell the folks at home about little Annie here.
Yes, Bert Healy. I am now conducting a coast-to-coast nationwide search for Annie's parents. Furthermore, I am offering a certified check for $50,000 to anyone who can prove that they are Annie's parents.
So, wow, Annie's parents. If you're listening in, write to Oliver Warbucks, care of this station. Thank you, Oliver Warbucks.
Thank you, Bert Healy.
Now, I see by the old clock on the wall, another of our Thursday night get-togethers has gone by faster than you can say Oxton. Yes, this is your old softie, Mrs. Healy's boy, Bert, saying, until next time, same station, good night.
Gee, Annie on the radio, coast to coast, she's famous.
Wish I was on the radio.
Me too.
Who wants to be on a dumb old radio?
I do. On the Owls and Smiles, this is Bert Healy saying. Hey ho, woman, hey, Dr. Dan, you both got yourself. But Robbie, you're never fully rest without a smile. Your clothes may go grumbling, they stand a mile. But Robbie, you're never fully dressed without a smile. Who cares what you're wearing on Main Street or Savile Row? It's what you wear from ear to ear and not from head to toe that matters. So Senator, so janitor, so long for a while. Remember, you're never fully dressed. Though you may wear the best, you're never fully dressed without a smile. Smile, 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 smile. What are you doing up? Annie was on the radio. Yeah, I heard it. Next thing she'll be in the movies. Now get to bed. A $50,000 reward. $50,000. What I couldn't do with $50,000.
Excuse us, ma'am. Are you the lady that runs this here orphanage?
Yeah, what do you want?
Ma'am, was you working here 11 years ago?
Yeah. Well, we had terrible troubles back then, and we had to leave a baby here on the front stoop.
Our little girl, our Annie.
You're Annie's parents? I can't believe it. Where'd you say you come from again?
A little farm up in Canada, where they got lots of chickens and ducks and geese and roosters. Gotcha, sis.
Rooster? I would have never known it was you in 100 years.
Fooled you, Aggie, and we're gonna fool Warbucks too.
Get ourselves 50,000 big ones.
We need your help, sis, for details about Annie that can help us pull this thing off.
What's in it for me?
Three-way split.
Half, half, half.
Okay, 25 grand each, but we gotta do it fast. Get the money, get the kid, and get out of town.
The kid's the problem. What would we do with her afterward?
No problem. When I want something to disappear, it disappears for good. We get the 50 grand, we blow this crummy town, and then Lil and me'll meet ya.
Where? Oh, yeah. Easy street, easy street. Annie is the key. Yes, sirree, yes, sirree, yes, sirree, yeah. Easy street, easy
They're all liars and fakes.
Oh, gee.
Are you certain?
None of them knew about the locket. I'm sorry, sir. I was sure somebody was going to be my mother and father.
Mr. Warbucks, this has just come by special messenger from the FBI.
Ah, finally. Agent Gunderson located the manufacturer of Annie's locket in Utica, New York.
Oh,
Over 90,000 were made and sold.
boy. Oh, gee.
Annie, I'm afraid the FBI doesn't think there's a chance in a million of finding your parents through the locket. I'm sorry.
That's okay. You did your best. Anyway, I guess a kid can get along without folks. You didn't turn out so bad.
Grace, do you have those legal papers I gave you the other day?
Right here.
Annie, I want to adopt you.
Adopt me?
Yes or no?
If I can't have my real mother and father, there's no one else in the world I'd rather have for a father than you, Mr. Warbucks.
Annie, this isn't just going to be an adoption. It's going to be a celebration. You can have anyone in the world come to it. Who you like.
Well, I guess I'd like Miss Farrell here, and Mr. Drake, and Mrs. Pugh, and well, everybody here.
Drake?
Yes, sir?
Tell the staff to get spiffed up. They're going to be the guests to Annie's adoption party.
Yes, sir.
Oh, and the kids.
It will be way past your bedtime now, but I'll tell you what. We'll have everybody from the orphanage here for a big Christmas party.
And Miss Hannigan?
Why not? Annie, I'm the luckiest man in the world.
And I'm the luckiest kid. Together at last, together forever. We're tying a knot that never can sever.
I don't need sunshine now to turn my skies to blue.
I don't need anything but you. Yesterday was plain awful.
You can say that again.
Yesterday was plain awful.
But that's
Not now, that's then. I'm poor somehow.
I'm richer than Midas.
But nothing on earth could ever divide us.
And if tomorrow was an apple seller too, I don't need anything.
Anything, anything. I don't need anything but you.
Excuse us, folks. Shirley, look, there's our Annie.
Who are you?
Honey, where are your mom and dad?
Mudge is the name, Ralph Mudge. And here's the wife, Shirley.
And you're Annie Mudge.
Annie Mudge?
We loved you, Annie, but we had to leave you behind.
I expect you'll be wanting some proof of who we are. Here's our driver's license and Annie's birth certificate.
Name, Anne Elizabeth Mudge. Born to Ralph and Shirley Mudge. Location, New York, New York. Born on October 28, 1922. October 28? That's my birthday.
Ralph, look, Annie's wearing the locket.
When we left Annie at the orphanage, we left half a silver locket around her neck and kept the other half. Yes, it fits perfectly.
Oh, thank God, Ralph. She's our Annie.
Mr. Mudge, what about the money?
Well, we ain't got much, but we'd be willing to give you whatever.
Haven't you heard that I've offered a certified check for $50,000 to anyone who can prove that they are Annie's parents?
No, sir. Anyway, we don't want no money.
On the other hand, Ralph, remember that little pig farm out in New Jersey? With $50,000, we could afford to bring Annie up right in the country.
Do you mind if Annie stays here until tomorrow morning, Christmas? Then you can come to pick Annie up and the check?
Until tomorrow morning, honey. Then you'll be spending the rest of your life with us.
Bye, Annie.
Pardon me, Blondie.
Well, this is wonderful news. Drink champagne. We must celebrate because we've just heard the most wonderful news in the world. Annie has found her mother and father. I propose a toast. To Annie Mudge.
To Annie Mudge. To Annie Mudge.
To Annie Mudge. I've lost her. I've lost Annie.
I have the strangest feeling that I've seen Mr. and Mrs. Blake before and they're not who they say they are.
That I won't get around till we're certain. But how? I'll find a way. I'll go straight to the top, to the President of the United States, even if he is a Democrat. that President Roosevelt was here?
Really?
Mr. President.
Merry Christmas, President Roosevelt.
Merry Christmas, Annie. Annie, early this morning, FBI Director Hoover telephoned me with some very sad news. He succeeded in tracing the identity of your parents.
Yes, Mr. and Mrs. Mudge.
No, dear. David and Margaret Bennett.
But,
Annie, your mother and father passed away a long time ago.
you mean I'm an orphan after all?
Are you all right, Annie?
Yes, because I know they love me, and they would have come back for me if they weren't.
I love you, Annie Bennett.
And I love you too. Now,
belong besides us. And the FBI, of course.
And Miss Hannigan.
And Miss Hannigan.
Sir, Miss Hannigan and the children from the orphanage.
Hi, kids! Hi, Annie!
I'm Miss Hannigan. I'm delighted to meet you.
Same here, and I know you anywheres.
Miss Hannigan, let me introduce you to everyone. Of course, you know my secretary, Miss Farrell. And this is the President of the United States. And this is my butler, Drake.
Look, kids, there's presents for all of us.
Sir, Ralph and Shirley Mudge.
Good morning.
Merry Christmas, one and all.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Well, we don't mean to bother you on Christmas and all. We just come to pick up Annie and the check.
Ah, yes, of course. And the check. Here it is, Mr. Budge, $50,000 certified.
Certified. Paid to the order of the jig is up.
Yes, the jig is up, Daniel Francis Hannigan, also known as
Ralph Mudge, also known as Rooster Hannigan, also known as Denny the Dick.
Louis, turn them over.
And I believe you'll find that this woman is our accomplice.